What god can now unfold for me in song all of the bitterness and butchery and deaths of chieftains, driven now by Turnus, now by the Trojan hero, each in turn throughout that field? O Jupiter, was it your will that nations destined to eternal peace should have clashed in such tremendous turmoil? Aeneas comes upon Rutulian Sucro. This combat was the first to check the Trojans' rush. But without delaying much, he plunges his naked sword there where the end is quickest, right through the ribs, the grating of the chest. Diores and his brother Amycus are thrown by Turnus from their horses. Then on foot he charges at them, striking one before he had reached Turnus with his long lance, and he stabs the other with his sword. He lets two severed heads hang from his chariot, and carries off the pair, both damp with blood. Aeneas sends the tough Cythegis, Talon, and Tenacis to death, the three in one attack, and sad Onites, he is Theban, his mother Peridia. Turnus kills the brothers from Apollo's fields in Lycia, and young Menetes of Arcadia, one who detested warfare, but in vain. He worked as fisherman and had his poor home near the pools of Lerna, never knowing the thresholds of the great. His father sowed on rented soil, even as fire set loose from different sides upon dry woods and shrubs of rustling laurel, or as foaming streams that hurtle from high mountains, roaring, rushing to sea, each laying waste its own pathway. Just so do Turnus and Aeneas no less eagerly rush on to fight. Now wrath is a storm in them. Their breasts do not know what defeat is. They are bursting. Now with all their force they plunge ahead toward wounds. Murranus, as he brags of his forefathers, the names of all his ancient ancestors, his race of Latin kings, is toppled by Aeneas with a rock and whirling stone headlong upon the ground. Beneath his chariot's yoke and his reins the wheels rolled on. The hoofs of horses, heedless of their master, pound again upon Murranus. Turnus, as Hellas charges with enormous wrath, encounters him and hurls his lance against his forehead with its gold headband. The shaft pierces his helmet, then holds fast within his brains. And Cretheus, bravest Greek, your right hand could not snatch you free from Turnus. Nor was the priest Cupencus saved by his own gods against Aeneas's charge. He gave his breast to meet the blade, and the delay of brazen shield was of no profit to him. Laurentian plains saw you too, Aeolus, collapse, your broad back sprawling on the ground. You fall, whom Argive troops could never topple, nor he who cut down Priam's lands, Achilles. For here you found the boundary of death. You had a handsome home beneath Mount Ida. Your handsome home was at Lyrnessus. Yet your tomb is on Laurentian soil. Now all the troops rush back into the struggle, all the Latins, all the Dardans, Mnestheus and the brave Serestus, and Messapus, tamer of horses, tough Aeschylus, and the Tuscans, and the Arcadian squadrons of Evander. Each gives his all. They strive with total force, no lingering, no rest in that vast contest. But then Aeneas's lovely mother set his mind to this, to march against the city, to sweep his army quickly toward the ramparts, confound the Latins by a sudden slaughter. As he looked here and there, searching for Turnus, scanning the varied ranks, he saw the city free from the stress of war, intact, at rest. Straightway the image of a greater struggle has kindled him. He calls his captains, Mnestheus, Sergestus, and Serestus. Then he climbs a mound where other Trojans crowd around him, but they do not put by their spears or shields. There, standing at the center, he speaks out. Let there be no delay in what I ask, for Jupiter is with us. Let no one still linger just because this plan is sudden. This day, unless they yield, accept our rule, submit to us, I shall annihilate that city, cause of war, the capital of King Latinus. I shall level all their smoking rooftops. For indeed, am I to wait on Turnus' pleasure to do battle? Is he already beaten, still to meet me? This, citizens, this is the head, the sum of this accursed war. Be quick, bring torches. The time has come to ask our treaty back with flames. He is done. His men are keen. They form a wedge. They march, a dense mass, toward the walls. In no time, ladders, sudden fires appear. Some hurry to the gateways, hacking down the first guards they encounter. Others cast their steel. The sky is dark with shafts. Aeneas himself is in the vanguard, stretching out his hand beneath the ramparts. And he shouts his accusations at Latinus, calls the gods to witness that he had been forced to battle. Twice the Latins have become his enemies. Twice they have broken treaties. Dissension takes the panicked citizens. Some say the city is to be unlocked, the gates thrown open to the Dardans. They would drag the king himself up to the ramparts, while others carry arms, rush to defend, as when some shepherd tracks a swarm of bees that shelter in a porous cliff and fills their hive with bitter smoke. They rush about their waxen camp in panic, buzzing loud, they whet their wrath. Across their cells the black stench rolls, rocks echo with the stifled murmurs, smoke trickles up into the empty air.